Okay, so I quickly stopped this when I was doing my surfing video because I was scared some official music would suddenly pop up. And the last one I got copyright struck because I put some official music came up. So I've had a look through it, and I can't hear anything that you would consider official. So I thought I'd make a quick fix out of it. It looked great, and I wanted to carry on, but I didn't want to take the risk. I mean, it takes ages to upload these flipping things. Right, so let's have a look.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company.
First of all, I like the grainy effect.
He was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
High contrast.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
Saturational.
What buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, I like the high saturation. Well, not high saturation, high contrast and saturation. As well as a slight grainy effect, I think. You can't see it on here because it's in 720p and it's going to look rather dark. I wish Sony had sorted that out for Share Factory. Okay, let's have a look around. Can't get in there. Oh, I can get in here. This is very nice. This is very nicely done. Yeah, that's rather dark though. I'm not sure if I like that. I think maybe the contrast needs turning down a fraction. It's a little bit too contrasty, I think.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Thing is this a true representation? Is this just a representation of how the game was, or is this a reworking of the old game? I mean, it's nicely done, without a doubt. Oh, can I get in here? That's alright. Yeah, don't think I can see much in there. Have I just gone backwards, or is this just another room? Ah. All these numbers. That's nice, isn't it? That's really nice. I know that's from the community. I've seen somebody put that up as a separate thing. It's cool though. Right. No. 117. No. No. Nope. It has to be one of these. It has to be.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So why did the room on the right open too? Okay. I'm not one for following instructions. And evidently this person is.
Oh, goodness.
So,
I do believe he's lost his way.
oh,
Now,
great.
between you and me, I don't think he stood a chance in the first place. But he's having such a grand time here in these hallways. Why should we bother him? Yes, it's all very amusing. And we laugh, and we call our friends over, and they laugh too. And soon the whole world laughs and laughs and laughs at the man who failed. But
Nice.
of course, that isn't for you. You, sitting there. What have you gained? Do you know this man? Do you know anything about him? Oh, of course not.
Excellent.
Now, if I could truly put you in his shoes to show you the paths he walked and the choices he made, but we both know that isn't possible. Not yet. Soon, you will be the one to walk. The controls will be in your hands. Soon, we will find out if your friends turn and laugh at you, just as they did with him. Oh, I think I'm going to enjoy this. When you find out how alone you truly are, I will be laughing more than anyone. Very soon now. Ah, but there's a twist.
Well,
Are you ready
nice.
for it? Watch him closely, because in and amongst his aimless meandering, I think he's actually beginning to discover something. He's getting closer to an answer, an explanation, an exit. He is beginning to earn his freedom. The end is nearly here. Let's play, everyone. Let's all play.
Okay. I've never played the original game, and that voiceover sounds too professional. I'm assuming it's lifted directly from the original. Okay, so I can go in here. Curiosity killed the cat. I'd be interested to find out what would happen if I went the right way. Much the same, I would imagine. Okay, what?
I'll find out when it's time to play the game. Which for members of the internet. Those not from the internet are advised to disregard this message, and more importantly, go down to your local electronics retail outlet and get with the times already. To those whom this message concerns, good to see you. I've been off the radar a bit long, haven't I? And I know how hard this lonely period has been on you. But I'm so terribly busy working on a story that I think you'll just die for. You see, I was upset to learn that many players found the original Stanley Parable
to be confusing and contradictory. A far cry from the simple story of hope and redemption I had intended it to be.
Surely you're not telling me this
So
was...
to rectify this mistake, I'm taking steps to ensure that this updated version will be streamlined to remove any incoherent plot lines. Expect every new piece of content to seamlessly answer all the questions you may have been left with after playing the first game. It's my hope that this installment will fix the somewhat embarrassing mistakes of the original while proving definitively to the world that a video game can make you cry. And I know our mutual friend Stanley would be devastated if he were left out, which is why he's graciously volunteered to star in it once again. Or I'm sure he will anyway.
Surely this not...
Until we ask him to make
Is this a
that
legitimate
choice, I
voiceover?
offer you this and future updates, and I remind you that one's time is better spent living than waiting. After all, with so many doors to prepare, it could be quite some time before this story is fully cooked. So, go out and be productive. Make some choices. Enjoy the hours you have left. Perhaps you could even spare a thought for Stanley, sitting there with nothing but himself and his buttons, day after day. He's been getting rather comfortable, I think, as humans tend to do when the scenery stops changing. And for the moment, we'll let him stay that way. After all, you and I both know things are about to change rather drastically. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise for either of you. But you'll find out. You'll find out when it's time to play the game again.
Was there a Stanley Parable 2? Is that a brand new voiceover by the person who made this game, or somebody who's got to help? Surely not. Surely not. Really? Very professionally made. I'd love to know. I would love to know. I like that lot. What you're doing on this screen goes on that screen, and I'm assuming it also goes on with the screen beyond it, but you can't see, it's a bit small. Well, that's something else. If that voiceover is brand new, that is professional. It's awesome. Awesome stuff. Little simple. I can't wait for the game to be fleshed out. But yeah, pretty awesome.